It's not what you want, it's who you are. I'm going to break this down a little bit for us here because I've done a lot of research on this topic, and the more I delve into this topic of not what I want, it's not what is wanted, because we all want, correct? I mean, we're all in the wanting phase. We're all looking around, we're saying, oh my gosh, I want this, or I want that, or I want to have this come into my life, or, these are thoughts. These are wanting thoughts. And maybe, just maybe, you've thought about the ideal job. You want this certain job, this certain prestige. You want this certain title. Or maybe, suppose it's a home business. And you're looking at yourself and you're saying, I want a successful home business. I want financial freedom. I want to have this beautiful life that I see other people having. Maybe, just maybe, you're not in alignment with what you think you're wanting. And I'm going to ask you this, do you really want it? Because if you want the life to work from home, from anywhere in the world, I prefer anywhere in the world because I can go anywhere in the world. I can go on a beach. I can sit in a resort. I can go anywhere and still work and still get paid and still get money. It doesn't matter where I'm at. So as I'm going through this and I'm doing this and I'm like, yes, I'm speaking what I want into existence. So take a look at working anywhere in the world. Is that something that you're looking to do? Is that something that you want? Or maybe you just want to be able to stay home and watch the kids grow and, be able to give them what they need, new shoes, new clothes when they need them, when they grow out of them. Because let's face it, kids grow like little weeds. They grow so fast. So another thing is, you have all these wants, correct? You want. You want to have the courses that are going to take your purchases to the next level. You want to purchase the course that is going to work for you, correct? You want to attract the ideal members to your team, correct? Maybe the more focus you put on the deeper of I want, this is what I want in my life, you may have a whole list. Write down that whole list of wants that you want in your life. I mean, there's a whole list of them, there are. So when you do this, what are you doing? You're making a statement of lack. When you write down a list, and granted, I just told you to write down the list of all the wants you want in your life. When you do this, you are acknowledging that you are lacking all of these things that you have on your list. You are lacking this life. You are lacking that job. You're lacking that home business. You're lacking that financial freedom. You're lacking all of that. And I don't mean that you have to go and get a job or a home business or whatever just to show off to people. Just to say, look where I'm at, look what I'm doing. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you're happy with where you're at. You don't have to show other people what you're doing. You don't have to brag about, oh, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. What you have to be is true to yourself. Be happy with where you're at and what you're doing. Because all the success you're going to have in your life is going to come from who you are. It's not about what you want. It's about who you are. Are you a loving, caring person who constantly gives to others? Are you a loving, caring person who teaches others? So, what does a home business do? What does a successful business do? Only by believing you're the person. You are that person who is creating and attracting back to you what you want, that you're in alignment to. So when you take the want out of the factor, when you take the it doesn't matter what I want, what matters is this is what my life is like. And say it and feel it. My life is carefree. My life is financial freedom. Is, not want. Want means it can happen or not happen. And most of the time, as we all know, it doesn't happen. So suppose you were learning how to speak the wealth factor. Suppose you're learning how to use the right words. Right? You see your income increasing. You see more people coming towards you. You see more people that are right there. So put yourself into that person that is doing what these people do. Put yourself into the factor of, I'm a wealthy person. Okay. Suppose you learn how the wealthy people act, how they talk, what their actions are. Here, let me give you some tips here that are just going to narrow this down a little bit for you, and it doesn't cost you anything to do it. Maybe just some gas to get where you're going. That's probably going to be the biggest factor. Or maybe a cup of coffee or a tea or something, or whatever you want to drink. So, go to a high-end hotel. The highest end hotel in your area, whether it be a Hyatt Regency or a Hilton or some 5-star hotel where they have, they have restaurants and they have really nice lobbies and the really high-end hotels. Go there, and you're not going to check in, so don't get all upset, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to go in, take a magazine or take a book or something. You want to look like you actually belong there. So read something. Maybe you can get a coffee from the coffee shop there. Or, take a coffee in with you from the coffee hut right down the street. And walk in like you are a member, like you have a room there. And just go in the lobby and sit in the lobby and actually watch the people. I suggest going at a busy time because it's easier to watch the people unannounced if you go at a busy time. So watch how they talk. Watch how their actions are. These are people that are high-end people. These are people that have money. These are people that already are succeeding in what they want. So watch their comings and goings. Watch how they walk, how they talk, how they communicate with each other. This is a good factor for you because you're probably not communicating on that level. That's a fact. And it's one that most of us would not ever want to admit, that we don't know how to communicate on a high-end level. But the fact is, a lot of people don't. And that's okay because you're learning. Okay? Learn this. The next is go to a luxury car dealership. That has the Lexus, the Teslas, the Infinities, the big luxury cars. Go to one of those dealerships in the showroom. Walk in like you really know what you're doing. And you probably do because you've researched these cars and you really love them. Go in and talk to the salesman. They're going to try to sell you, of course. Be sure you dress nice. Wear your best clothes. Be on your best behavior. Have your best attitude. Say, yeah, well, I'm contemplating which model or which car I want to get. So right now I'm researching which one's going to fit me the best. This way, they're going to accommodate you to sit in the car and point out all the gadgets that come in these cars. And they're going to maybe let you take a test drive. If you can take a test drive in one of these cars, by all means do it. You're going to feel how the soft leather seats feel, how all the gadgets work perfectly with where you want to go, the GPS, the radio, the Sirius XM, the whole business. All the gadgets in the cars nowadays are just amazing. Maybe it's cup holders. You want to have enough cup holders for all the people in your car. You have a lot of kids, or make sure your passengers have cup holders. That's a big thing. UBS ports, USB ports. I said it backwards. USB ports. How many of them are in the car? Things like that are really going to be a benefit to you. You're going to act like you really, really want to buy this car, which in fact you really do. You're just waiting for the right time. But as you go in and you do this, and I always do this when I am contemplating and when I'm buying a new car, physically actually going to buy a new car, I will go to all the different dealerships and I will test drive the cars. I will look at the cars. I will feel the cars. I will see what I like in the cars. And it may take me 6 months before I narrow it down to buy a car. And I do this when I'm actually buying a car. But you can do this just to get the feel for a luxury car that maybe you're wanting to buy that you haven't bought yet, or that you haven't seen yourself having that ability to purchase yet. And that's okay, because this is going to get you in that feel. You're going to feel that this is what a successful person has. This is the car they drive. This is what people with money drive. This is how they live. You're going to put yourself in that mindset. So feel the joy in your heart of how it feels when that engine revs up, or how quiet it is, how smooth it is. You go down the road and you don't even feel a bump. Things like that. You're going to notice those things and make those things stick in your mind of, yes, this is a good car. And you could be saying to the salesman, if you took the test drive and you really like this, you could say, I really like how this handles and everything. But to make yourself not look like, oh, I'm just pulling your leg and wasting your time, you could say, you know what, I'm going to put this on my list because this one's coming up closer to the top. I am really narrowing it down now, which in your mind you probably are. You're just waiting for the finances to show up, and that's fine. It doesn't hurt to shop. I shop all the time. Like I said, it took me 6 months to buy the car I have now because I shopped around, I drove, I felt them, I just narrowed it down to the car that was going to be best for me. So, and if you can, I'm sure they will let you. They usually let me when I'm doing that. Take a picture in the showroom with the car. Take a picture of you in the car. Take a picture of you beside the car. You want to document that for yourself so you can look back on that to say yes. And they'll even take the picture for you. I've had them do that too. Take the picture for me. I'm saying, I'm going to document this and put this in my file. I'm going to see, okay, this car, I'm going to give it 3 stars, 4 stars, however many stars, and it's all up to you. But this is what I want to look at. And they'll help you with that. Another thing is to go to seminars. And granted, this is where you have to pay to go to seminars. Go to seminars where they're teaching you about home business, if that's what you're getting into, which if that's the case, you're right on path here. So go to seminars. And as you're going through the seminars, be sure you are talking to the speakers. These are the people that have already made the money. The speakers are the people that have already have the income that you're wanting to get. So you want to be sure you're attracting yourself and attracting yourself back to those speakers. The more you get your face out there, the more you get known, the more people will talk to you, okay? But they have a lot of knowledge, and people are willing to give you so much knowledge if you're just willing to ask the questions. That's as simple as that. So, again, they will answer your questions if you ask the questions. But don't give silly questions like, well, what are you doing now? That doesn't irrelevant. How did you get where you're at? What system what system do you find is the most relevant? I'm using XYZ, and can you give me any tips on maybe what you're doing there, what you're doing here? And they'll give you some tips free. So be a part of the community of entrepreneurs who are successful. The more you can develop a mindset and be in tune with that community, join our group, join our face group, join areas where we're talking about what you can do and different tips and different tricks and different strategies that are coming up, different funnels that are working. There's so much that you can get when you join these fabulous groups here. And when you do, you're going to find yourself more in tune, more enlightened, and ready to go. That's all up to you. So think about what you're doing and think about what you're not doing. Always keep yourself in the mind. Do you want to see yourself as a coach? Do you want to see yourself teaching home business skills? Do you want to see yourself living in a nice home, producing the income that is going to bring you that? Ask yourself, what services am I willing to give in order to have this income? Where can I get the training? Where can I get the skills? Ask these questions and then take answers when it comes up. And as always and forever, guys, I always have a link in the description that will take you to the best group on the planet. Okay? I know I always say that, but it's true. It's true. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later and have a really great day.